What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. It's your girl, Claudia Jordan, and we are back with a brand new episode of TGIF. That's right. All your faves are back. We're about to get into it. We're covering everything that's happening in social media, in the news, with our own special way of delivering it to you. So get you something to drink so you can be on our level as we take you throughout the topics throughout this fine evening. Let me introduce my fantastic co-host. First up, please welcome Al Reynolds. What's up, Al?
Hey, what's going on, Claudia?
I'm
back?
I was
Where
in
are
New
you?
York. I'm back in Dallas. I was in New York. I was doing the Breakfast Club for a few days, having a good old time in our old stomping grounds. And I had a good time. And celebrating Valentine's Day as well. So how about yourself? Where you at?
Oh, I'm in Los Angeles. I'm getting settled in. I'd say I'm about 98% there. Everything's hung up. Everything's in its place. Now I just got to organize a little bit.
Now, speaking of hung, we all were wondering if you ever hooked up with the butter skin guy, because all the people in the chat want to know if you guys ever set up a date.
Speaking of hung.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that?
Claudia's starting off hard already. Okay, no, absolutely not. But I did receive my butter products, though. So thank you for that.
So he gave you a package.
I'm not prepared.
Speaking of packages, they say the skinny guys have it all. What's up, Funky Dineva? What's up, you?
And this is the one time where I'm not going to say not me, girl, because they told the full, unadulterated, God-filled truth. What's going on, y'all?
So what do they say about thin guys? And
please, listen, Claudia, you've been around the block a time or two. You work the LA
your mama
scene.
used to hang tough. Yes.
You work the LA scene, the New York scene, the Dallas scene, the
one potato, two potato scene.
One potato, not me, girl. Okay. So the rumors are true, is what you say. You're blessed and highly favored. Is that what you're telling us?
And my steps are ordered.
Oh, so we're gonna mix God with this right now.
Oh, yeah, it's a gift from God, the man up above. Hallelujah. Ooh.
You know what? We have a lot of show to get into. I don't have time for this. Let's get into this. Julia Fox. Okay. Listen, she made the streets of New York her runway during Fashion Week and was spotted rocking some rather interesting outfits. Fox was seen wearing a sheer white dress while carrying a tote bag decorated with condoms. She wore a bright pink dress decorated with three-dimensional poodle. And she was spotted carrying a bag shaped like a life-size human body. And she pranced into the night wearing a futuristic catsuit with a coordinating eye mask. We talked about her apartment and whether or not about the mice and the rats and the roaches. Do y'all think Julia should leave the fashion to the professionals and focus on cleaning her underwhelming apartment? Who do I go with on this one? Q, you look like you're chomping at the bit, so y'all hadn't let her have it.
Let me tell you something. If mediocre, basic, underwhelming, and left much to be desired would be a person, it would be Julia Fox. If fumbled the bag was a person, it would be Julia Fox. I mean, she gets rewarded for the highest level of mediocrity, and I just don't understand it. Let's leave the runway to models. I would say let's leave the acting to Julia Fox, but quiet as it's kept, I've never seen nothing that this woman has played in other than that nasty, filthy apartment and Kanye West's face. But outside of that, she looked a mess. Julia, give it a rest.
Okay. Tell us how you really feel, Al.
I'm not going to be that hard on Julia Fox because one thing that we know about this young lady is she knows how to stay in the blogs and in a media cycle, and she does it very well. The interesting thing to me, though, I've lived in New York for 22 years, so New York Fashion Week is a big ordeal. You're supposed to wear bold colors. You're supposed to think outside the box. You're supposed to opt for statements with accessories, which she did. You're supposed to opt for statements with clothes, which she did. Not saying that I would wear any of that, but she has a beautiful body. She has a beautiful six-pack, nice legs, beautiful calves, nice breasts. Even though I didn't like a lot of what she wore, it wasn't that bad to me, and I definitely think she walked out in the spirit of New York Fashion Week. And you're right, Q, she 110%, and all of those look like the woman that walked out of that dirty apartment.
You know what outfit she should have dressed up in? A pest exterminator, and got to work on her own apartment because she's a mother and she's got rats and mice and roaches running around, and enough that we all saw it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yep. Try that. All right, Julie Fox, you know what? You are doing something right because we are talking about you here on TGIF. IF. So do your thing, girl, I guess. All right, moving on. Let's get into this, fellas. Listen up. A new study revealed the average penis length has increased over the past 30 years, but doctors are a bit concerned. According to researchers, the penis size inflation is due to unhealthy habits like binging junk food, sitting down for long periods of time, or even pollution. Now, the study's author, Dr. Michael Eisenberg, wrote, any overall change in development is concerning because our reproductive system is one of the most important pieces of human biology. The doctor also added, erect penile length is getting longer from an average of 4.8 inches. This must have been an international poll. Not saying
is that even one potato?
That is not. That's hey, a certain country is bringing us down. I'm not gonna say what country. Y'all can put it in the chat. Put in the chat what country you think is bringing the stats and the averages down. I'm just okay. 4.8 inches to 6 inches. Okay.
Not me, girl.
Are you guys here for this penis size inflation? And where do you fall in line when it comes to inches? Al Reynolds, we've seen your pictures in the group chat in a thong, speedo, whatever you want to call it. What you working with?
Listen, thank goodness it's way above the average that they're talking about here. But let me tell you something. I think that there is two reasons for the skew. I'm more aligned with Dr. Larry Lipschitz, who said over at Baylor Medicine that the reason that it's longer in the studies these days is because people are discovering porn sooner. 93% of boys before the age of 18 have experienced porn. And we know that if you experience porn, if you massage your tool, you stretch the tissue, which makes the tissue expand and longer. So I'm going to side with that particular doctor for the reason. And the second reason, Claudia and Q, is because finally in the study space, they are allowing and have recruited more brothers of color. So I would say those are two reasons that we're seeing, possible reasons or alleged reasons that we're seeing that the length is a tad bit longer.
And you know what? Both of those doctors must have got their degrees from community colleges, because the real reason that they're not telling y'all that penis length is extending is because these women these days is ran through and you got to go further to get them pregnant. That's what's really going on. You got to go further to reach the bottom. So that's what's going on, Claudia. Ain't y'all all used up and ran through and passed around?
Well, I'm going to jump in. And you have your nerve being a member of the LGBTQ community because y'all bottoms be ran through just as much, if not more, because you're way more casual, you're way less critical. Anything goes. So don't blame the ladies' vaginas, blame your own back coochie or back pussy, as Borat likes to say. Okay, don't even try it. Ladies, you know I always got your back. Okay. So where do y'all fall on the list? Like, what y'all working with?
None of your business. Let's go on to the next thing, Claudia. You always want to get at somebody. How deep is your love?
Oh,
my medium. My love is medium thick.
Your love is medium thick?
How about yours?
What is medium thick?
Go to the next thing, please.
Oh, you fake tops. Okay. Anyway, Lord. Rihanna is putting the trolls in check after she was criticized for calling her 9-month-old baby fine. The exchange happened when the singer reposted a photo from her family's British Vogue spread with the caption, "My son's so fine. I don't care. One troll asked, "Who calls a baby fine?" Rihanna replied, "His mother." Another fan wrote, "More like cute and adorable since he's not a grown man." And Rihanna clapped back and wrote, "You just keep your little cougar paws away from him and we good." What are your thoughts on these trolls trying to come for Riri, referring to her baby, her own son, as fine, cute?
Listen, ain't nothing wrong with a mother calling their baby anything she want to. Half of y'all watching this show got ugly babies sitting in y'all lap and y'all calling y'all babies cute. So if she want to call her baby fine, she can call her baby fine. Now, I know we reserve the word fine oftentimes for grown people. I mean, and quiet as it's kept, her baby do look a little grown in the face, but that's besides. He is fine, and he is cute, and he is beautiful, and he is smart, and he is grown, and he is fine, and he is grown, and he is fine, and that's okay. So listen, that lady know her child look grown, and she called him fine, and that's okay. Look at her.
I'm not in this part. I am not in this part. Al, what you think about your friend, what your friend had to say? What you think?
Listen, Rihanna is absolutely correct. There's two things that we know you cannot do. Number one, you cannot talk about a woman's child, period. Number two, you cannot talk trash about Rihanna on the internet. Put those two together and she's going to definitely pull you all the way together. Like how my mother used to say, though, about the baby. You can tell from the picture this child is going to grow up to be a very fine young man when he gets grown. And I really like it. The only thing I didn't like was the fact that they were trying to make the innuendos like sexual. That I didn't like, and they need to stop that.
Well, Rihanna didn't come up sexual, but just now when you said the baby's going to grow to be some fine young man, it kind of sounded like you did this a little bit.
No, I'm saying the comments, if you read the comments, people have been saying that who calls their child fine? That's saved for someone who's grown, someone who's an adult. Like they were trying to say as if she was, thinking her son is fine. I didn't like how that slant was played.
I'm going to tell you who calls their baby fine. The same people who don't call their babies ugly when they are. You know what I'm saying? So let people call their babies whatever they want to call their babies. So
let's leave the Rihanna thing alone for a second. Let's talk about this. People say you shouldn't talk about anyone's baby. Do you agree with that? I feel like babies, okay, we were all babies at one point, right? And people come for our asses all the time. So why can't you say something about the miniature version of us?
No, now listen, I'm from Miami, Florida, where anything goes. Now, I'm not just going to come for nobody's baby, but if me and you are in a sparring match and we're having a war of words, your baby, your handicapped mama, your dead grandma, all of those are on the table. All of them are on the table. And please don't let your grandma be in the wheelchair. I'm wearing her diabetic ass out. Please don't.
Al, are all babies?
No, I don't. Nope. I don't talk about people's kids. I leave kids out of it. And I also leave the elderly and handicapped out of it. Nope. Now I'll sit and listen, but nope, you're not going to catch me because I got a long life to leave it. I don't want no bad karma circling back to me. Sorry.
I don't know, man. All right, y'all, let's go get into this. Savannah Chrisley is feeling hopeful after visiting her father, Todd Chrisley, in prison. In the latest episode of her podcast, Unlocked with Savannah Chrisley, she said, I never felt the presence of Jesus more than I have in that visiting room. Yeah. And she continued, even visiting my dad, like, I know I have so much hope and so much restored strength that I'm like, this isn't the end. Todd is currently serving his 12-year term at a facility in Florida, while Julie is serving her 7-year sentence at a prison in Kentucky for tax fraud. What are your thoughts on Savannah's spiritual awakening while visiting her father in prison?
I'm going to tell you why she found the Lord, honey. Because by the grace of God, her sister of a daddy ain't asking for no preparation H. Okay? For the short time that he's been in prison, baby. That Tootsie Cat still intact. Because let me tell you something. That's a pretty woman. Okay, like Juvenile say, that's a big fine woman when you back that ass up. I'm a big daddy when you back that ass up. Look at her. I don't know which one prettier. Paula Dean on the right or Barbie on the left. Okay? So yeah, the fact that her daddy still, got his bottom side intact, she believes Jesus is real.
So basically, how deep is his love?
How deep is his love?
It's medium thick.
Medium thick. Al, speaking of thick, what do you got to say about this?
Listen, all I know is Miss Savannah and her beautiful self, and I really do like Savannah, showed up the other day on her IG with a brand new Range Rover. So I don't know who got the money, but somebody got some money to get that Range Rover. But on the real, I really like Savannah. I like her more than her parents, Todd and Julie. I love how she's handling the situations. I love the fact that she's stepping into that space with raising the niece and the daughter. I see more things coming from her, and I can't wait to see what that's going to be. Probably more television. I really think she's going to take this really bad situation and make it something great. This could be a pivot for her into stardom. I can't wait to see it.
Is it bad I know nothing about these people?
No, because it's just more the same, mediocre, basic, gay dad, blind mom, black child for the sake of PR. I mean, it's just the basic formula.
Is the black kid an accessory?
Well, you know, the son, the son was dipping into drugs and had went to the ghetto and got the black girl pregnant. You know what I'm saying? So they got a whole situation going on over there. But like y'all said, we're not going to talk about kids, so I'm not going to make this about the kid yet, you know, this criminal enterprise of a family. But I mean, you know, the Chrisleys are fun. I think the most exciting story here is how he got busted for being a sissy on the stand and the wife knew nothing about it. That's the story.
Wait, can we see his picture again? Just the man that she knew nothing about it. Production, can we see the picture?
Look at this woman.
She knew nothing about what?
She knew nothing about his best friend that was doing the accountants, breaking his backside in.
Ooh.
It helped him steal the money.
He's got the. I know you can't just assume, but he has a little bit of the look.
He got a look. He got a whole lot of a twang too. You ever heard him talk?
He's got a gay mouth.
Oh, wow.
He got a gay ass too.
All right, listen, from gay ass to a commercial. We'll be right back with more TGIF. I don't know what's going on tonight.
He's what, a medium what, Claudia?
Medium thick.
Medium thick. We'll be right back. Welcome back to TGIF. Hey, y'all, in the chat, why are they all making a hashtag out of medium thick? That's a whole new thing. Hey, y'all, speaking of the chat, don't forget, tonight is Friday, so today's the day we take questions. So go ahead and put your questions in the chat. We'll get to all your questions, as many as we can, in the final segment of the show. All right, let's get into this. The Academy of Motion Pictures and Arts and Sciences is receiving backlash for the lack of diversity after releasing their 95th class photo from the Oscars nominees luncheon. People on social media immediately noticed only a few Black people were scattered throughout the class photo. Are you guys surprised? Al, let's start with you.
No, we're not surprised. We're not surprised at all. Listen, in fact, we got denied the carpet. Like we need more people of color on the carpet as well. But Claudia, listen, in 2021, there were only 9 nominated. In 2022, we went to 4. And this year, there's only 2. And that's coming off the heels of an extremely what we would consider like a Black-oriented Oscars, right? We had Will Parker, we had Regina Hall and Wanda Sykes, we had Chris Rock as a presenter, and Will Smith receiving Best Actor. I think they might not want us there because of last year. Maybe it was too much for them.
I mean, we did have a full-on fight between Hollywood and A-listers. I mean, it was a little ghetto. Q, what you think?
You know what? I'm going to keep it so real. I don't want this picture or this topic on this show. Like, I'm sick and tired of the onus falling on us to have to explain to them what's wrong with that picture. Take that same picture, this same topic, and the same question, and give it to a panel of white people and have them answer what's wrong with this photo, and let us sit back and indulge in their responses, because anybody with 2 eyes and a half a brain can visibly look at that picture and see that there is something off.
Right.
I'm so tired, you guys. I'm just tired of having a fight for everything. And then everything we do is seen as aggressive and extra and doing too much and them getting emotional. But when we don't speak up, we don't get our way. So it's like we're damned if we do, we're damned if we don't, right? So what do? We constantly bring it up, and then it's almost like they're getting sick of hearing it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay, enough. And then they'll bless us the next year with a few performative acts, some tokenism. And then they go back to business as usual. You know, there was a time in this country where I felt like we were making some real progress. And I feel like it's all been fake and we've all gone backwards. And now people are really showing their entire ass and showing us, yeah, we was just fucking with y'all. We wasn't really about to hand the keys back over to y'all. We just did a little something for PR. And now no one even cares about the image and what the optics are anymore. They don't care about what it looks like anymore. And that's what's pissing me off. You know,
but you know what? Let's keep it 100% real. These days and times, I don't know why people of color keep getting upset. The Oscar is not even worth its weight in M&Ms. All right. Look at everybody Black who's won one and be for real. Has it honestly done anything for their career? Monique is on this damn charity case of a movie that they got on Netflix right now with Lee Daniels and her playing the scary character. Halle Berry ain't been right since Billy Bob Thornton hunched her from the back. She ain't been in no good movies ever since. Jamie Foxx ain't did shit since Ray. I almost said Madam C.J. Walker, but what's the lady who played Mammy? She died broke. Okay, like it really isn't elevating people's careers the way they think it is. The same thing don't always work for us. So what are we really fighting for here?
Let's all collectively agree to stop. Look, things are only valuable that we give value to. My diamond necklaces are valuable because we deem them valuable, right? But what to say that this eyeliner isn't valuable, right? So with that same thought process, why don't we start making valuable Black award shows, Black accolades? Stop asking these white people who hate us, not all, but the ones that do, the ones that think that we're not as good as, the ones, and I'm not talking about all white people, you guys. You know, when I say this, I'm talking about the racist ones, the ones that want to hold us back.
The ones that took that picture.
Let's stop doing this. But then this is partially our fault. We gotta we gotta own this. We have
so
got.
How do we correct it?
We've got to own this. We, Black artists, Black A-listers, got to stop looking down their noses to go into Lady of Soul, Soul Train, BET, and Image Awards. Y'all got to start showing the hell up. Show up. Give them the star power that you give these white shows. Y'all the ones that make it poppin'. People get excited when Rihanna comes. They don't get excited when, I don't know, I can't even name one of their artists.
Taylor Swift comes. I don't know.
Well, they like that, her, but you know what I'm saying? Like, we are the ones that make everyone, we are the trendsetters. So why don't we take our power back? Just like in sports, I'm dying for us to start our own league so we can stop dealing with their bullshit, but we won't do it because there's too many of us that still believe so deeply in white validation. It ain't to say their awards are not good, and I'm not white people. I'm not saying your awards are not. But if we're constantly begging to be in a club that you don't want us to be a part of, we got to move on and go get our own because it's frustrating. We're hamsters on a wheel right now, like not making any progress.
Yeah.
Ooh, I got hot. Or was that a hot flash?
That might be a hot flash.
It might be a hot flash.
First of all, Negroes, I have my blood work done. I'm nowhere near menopause.
No, I don't want her to have a hot flash. I want her to still have a kid. I don't want her to have a hot
please.
flash.
That ship sailed 7 years ago. Okay, this woman on the other side of the hill. She has every bit of perimenopausal, estrogen pills. She's got gray hairs in her nether regions.
Oh, Claudia, get him.
Listen, if Claudia can have kids today, tomorrow, or next week, I'm marrying a woman.
First of all, your face has more grays on it than my vagina could ever have. And I'm about 15 years older than you.
But between the two, one's got more mileage.
And that would be your mouth and your backside. All right, moving on. Speaking of backlash, Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin received some criticism after he was spotted wearing a jacket depicting Jesus on the back with the word eternal emblazoned above it. Now, on the front, it bore another image of Jesus with the phrase, without end and without beginning, there is no day, there is no night. Now, Hamlin addressed the criticism his jacket had received. After talking with my parents, I understand how my coat could have offended some people. He continued, it was never my intention to hurt or disrespect anyone. The coat is abstract art to me. It says eternal, which I am eternally thankful to my Savior. What are your thoughts on the backlash? And do you think people are being too critical? Al, what do you think about this topic?
Listen, I think they're being too critical. It bothers me that he has to defend the coat. Look, the unfortunate thing about this backlash is this young man could not have come from a more pure space. He literally died twice, according to the reports. And to live through that and want to show homage, let him do it the way he wants to do it. The problem here is that happened on such a huge national stage on a football game that got all this attention that now he's been pushed into this limelight of an icon. And when you're pushed into a limelight of icon, it comes with intense scrutiny. But listen, he's just glad to be alive. He did not mean to offend anybody. Let that young man live in his truth, which is he believes in God and Jesus for saving his life that day. And there's nothing wrong with having a belief.
That's right, Al. You say that with your chest. You taking it for a rich Black man. I like that. Okay. Go ahead. What you think?
Well, because I'm a young, supple 39, I have 1 foot in the pond with the young kids. And then, I have 1 foot in the pond with the postmenopausal girls like y'all.
Hold on. Al. He be going to Anita Baker concerts, brunches. Right. He do bingo. He do all
you've been acting like an old white lady for a long time. So that means you've been premenopausal.
Because
For a
I have the
long time,
wealth,
sir.
class, and sophistication of a Park Avenue dame. But let me finish my point.
Park Avenue dames have pillowcases on their beds and on their pillows and sheets.
Because I am a young, supple 39, I do understand what the young kids are doing. And however, because I am a mature, 39 who understands my over the hill seasoned co-host, I can also understand how, you older girls would be offended by this situation. But this young man didn't mean any harm. He was paying homage to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for bringing him back to life, not one time, but two.
So you just sat there and used that segment to criticize your co-host who both
I'm not feeling that at all.
Who both look younger than you. You've been in the gym for 2 years and gained not 1 ounce of muscle fat, muscle mass. Still waiting. I'm 15 years older than you, and lines where, grays where. You use that whole segment to roast us. Do you feel good about yourself?
I feel amazing. I look amazing. My teeth look good. My skin is clear. My eggs work.
No eggs. But do you have food in that refrigerator?
It do.
He keep food for the gentleman callers now.
No, it's because FOXSOUL sends him food for sponsorship. That's the only reason we have food. Let's be very clear.
He's got some bread in that refrigerator for sure.
He got some artisanal bread. That's all he got. Some Apple Hot Pockets. I'm going to say this. This man just survived a brush with death, and we are complaining about his jacket. I miss the days when Archie Bunker was on television.
Yeah.
When Good Times was on television. Mm-hmm. When Sherman Helmsley was on television, and they would say honkies, all kind of things. Was it right? Was it wrong? I don't know. But we laughed. And now we criticize a jacket of a man who survived death, which is paying homage to Jesus. He's not making fun of Jesus. It's abstract art. You mofos pick and choose when you're offended. I went to the Museum of Modern Art in New York. There's all kind of weird abstract things, right? Nowadays, you can be offended. Oh, I don't like the way that broom was positioned against the wall. It's giving me anxiety. Y'all are the softest people in the history of human history. This generation is the most milquetoast, soft generation ever. You can't take anything. And everybody wants to hop on social media and write a big essay to get attention and get clicks. And it's ridiculous. You make it where we can't live. It's affected everything, including comedy, including this show right here. There's a lot of things we have to be very measured about, and we could be a lot more funny. If it wasn't for you sensitive ass motherfuckers, I'm swearing in the chat, that are just you bring everything down. But then you guys are such hypocrites because you're the biggest hypocrites. In the chat, you're saying the meanest things, worse than what we could ever say, right? But we're in the wrong. When someone's famous, beautiful, wealthy, popping, or popular, you have a problem with everything they do. But then you, who are maybe not as popular, whatever, you want to get away with everything. You want the most grace, but extend the least. Knock it off. It's obnoxious at this point. It is.
Claudia so hot, baby, she ready to run over everybody with a Nissan. Okay.
Hey, yeah, it's been one of those days. Shout out to Monica. Okay. What we do right now? We going to commercial?
No, baby. I said you about to run over everybody with the Nissan.
Oh, well, go ahead and take us a break then, white woman. Go ahead and do the show. Do the show. Go ahead and do it.
No, we got the Nissan Black History integration there, celebrating all of the hot, hype Black history that's going on this month. Pay attention, Margaret.
Not as easy as you thought, huh? Hey, we're going to take a quick moment to take a moment and look at this moment in Black history, sponsored by Nissan.
FOXSOUL celebrates Black history makers who have broken barriers and created change. In 2022, 18-year-old Jalen Smith made national headlines as the youngest Black mayor in America to be elected mayor of Earle, Arkansas. The city of 2,000 residents elected the high school senior, showing their support for Jalen's aspirational campaign to improve their city.
My plans are, number one, public safety. Secondly, the beautifying of the city, which means clean it up, thirdly, tear down abandoned houses.
Jalen's big win was one of many mayoral victories for African Americans across the country, including the cities of Los Angeles, Atlanta, Pittsburgh, and New York City. As the youngest Black mayor in America, Jalen Smith is on a mission to inspire the younger generation to lift their voices and take a stand for a better future.
Honoring Black History Month on TGIF, presented by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop NissanUSA.com.
All right, fellas, are you excited to celebrate Mayor Smith's accomplishments? Let's have a brief response. Al, what do you think about this?
Absolutely. I'm glad somebody in that Z generation is standing in a space of inclusion, especially when it comes to public safety. And one of the things that he wants is a grocery store in his town so that the people don't have to travel outside of the town to get healthy food to eat. Amazing job, young man. Keep up the good work.
Kim?
I love it, and I see future presidential potential. Rock on, my brother.
All right. Shout out to brothers out here thinking outside the box and not the traditional ways of getting wealthy or getting successful. And you're actually doing public service. And you're a public servant, actually. We appreciate you. All right. Shout out to Nissan for that. We appreciate you for that footage. We'll be right back. We're taking a quick break. Make sure you put your little comments and questions in the chat. We're going to get to I'm going to save like 7 minutes today so we can have the whole 7 minutes to answer your little raggedy ass questions. We'll be right back. Welcome back to TGIF. Shout out to all the soulmates in the chat. Just ghetto.
You know what? That's the beauty of live TV, child.
Just ghetto.
For those of y'all watching, this time it wasn't Joyce, it was Vince.
It usually be Joyce though. She be having dark liquor, a little greenery, hitting the button by accident, turning the camera on mid-show. All right, y'all. Welcome back to TGIF. All right, soulmates. If you enjoy planning last-minute trips like myself, then you can understand the challenges of finding a cute, fashionable bag to store your belongings for the getaway. With my Base Weekender bag, there's room for everything. With hyper-functional and chic designs, you've got all the nooks and crannies and even some surprise space to effortlessly fit it all in, so you don't have to settle for anything less. Now, Base was created by actor Shay Mitchell to make sleek and affordable bags, luggage, and accessories designed to help you travel effortlessly. Oh my God, it's a tongue twister for me tonight, while still looking fashionable. Now, Base has thought of everything you could ever want in a piece of luggage: 360-degree gliding wheels, a cushioned handle, a built-in weight indicator, washable bags for your dirty clothes, and all the interior pockets you need to keep organized. Their luggage comes in multiple sizes and colors, and for shorter trips, the Weekender bag is super functional and even has a place to store your shoes separately. Now, every piece is made to look better with miles, so you don't have to worry about it in cargo or overhead. And Base has over 30,000 5-star reviews. Now, whether you're packing for a quick trip or looking to breeze through the security line, Base has your personal items covered right now only. Base is offering our listeners 15% off your first purchase by visiting BeisTravel.com/T. That's BeisTravel.com/T. Now, don't believe me reading this commercial. Listen to my fellow co-host who actually has a bag. What's up, Al? What you think?
Hey, Claudia. So, I use my bag. I'm like Claudia. I'm on a flight every week, 2 or 3 times a week. This is the bag, everybody. Like I told you at the bottom, this unzips. And as for a man, it's really good because, shoes take up a lot of our space. But you can put your shoes and your laptop in the bottom, and it doesn't take up your space in the bag. Great job, Shay Mitchell. I really appreciate it. Keep up the good work, and thank you for a very functional and usable bag.
Q, I guess ours is on the way.
I was on the way, but I can't wait to get it because as of right now, when I go spend the night, wherever I be spending the night, I just put my stuff in a little grocery store bag, but I can put my shoes in that, my makeup, my laptop. I'm looking forward to it. It looks stylish. And yeah.
Soulmates, don't be like Q traveling to his gentleman callers, putting his clothes in a Target plastic bag. Once again, go to BeisTravel.com. That's Beis, BEIS, travel.com. Get yourself together with an amazing bag that looks really cute and has a lot of good perks to it. Promotional consideration furnished by Beis. All right, y'all, let's get back to the show. Lil Duval, y'all, he is under fire. They are going for his neck after social media users discovered some disturbing tweets from 2012. Lil Duval tweeted, "Whenever my daughter period starts, That's when I'm gonna be the first dude to dog her out. And he also tweeted, be real, fellas. If you bleep the girl and she has a daughter that you've seen grow up, would you bleep her when she grew up? Now, these tweets are from 2012. Do you think Lil Duval should be held accountable for tweeting these disturbing messages? Al, what do you think? Is it water under the bridge, or is it like something to be worried about?
Listen, I think he should have been held accountable when he said them. And listen, they're disgusting and they're inappropriate. Am I the only one that find them to be like borderline alarming? Like, my whole thing is why. I don't know if I should say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Why does it appear to be a disconnect with this type of inappropriateness when it comes to Black girls? Why do we allow these type of comments made about our Black little girls? I don't like it. It's inappropriate. It's disgusting. And where as a community do we make those who make them accountable?
I hear you on that one. Hugh, what do you think?
I mean, I think the comments are utterly disgusting. I think that, not excusing it away, but I think sometimes when people have F-list celebrity, they say things that probably would just be drunken jokes amongst the boys, not ever thinking that one day their career would get much, much bigger. I do not think 2023 Lil Duval would make those comments. It doesn't change how disturbing they are. But I am willing to extend just a small amount of grace for his not reading the room well, telling stupid jokes at a lesser point in his career when he didn't think it was that big of a deal.
Why would you clown your daughter, your own blood, for having her menstrual cycle? Like, what could you possibly like?
If I was the daughter of a famous person who has a huge social media following, and even in 2012, did we know who he was in 2012? Did y'all know who he was?
Not
10 years ago. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, he was, but he wasn't the Lil Duval that he is today.
Right. So we got to put that into consideration, take that into consideration. But I remember when I first got my period, I was 15 and a half. I was in Italy with my mom on vacation, right? We were visiting my family. I was so embarrassed to even tell my mother. And then she told all my Italian relatives, and they were all, I didn't understand the language as good as I would like to. And I know they were talking about it. It felt like the world knew about it, right? I know it's natural, it shouldn't be a big deal, but at that age, you're very insecure. You're very unsure of yourself, and it's uncomfortable. And then for your dad to talk about, I'm gonna be the first dude to dog her out when she gets a period. I don't want dad to say my period in any sentence. In any sentence. And I don't care, you guys, if you're a celebrity or not a celebrity, don't do that. And I do feel what you said, Al, Black girls have been sexualized for a very long time. And let's not forget the history we have with slavery and how they were just treated like prostitutes and sexualized and used for sexual gratification at a very early
prostitutes age. Got paid.
Yeah, that's true.
Prostitutes got paid. Slaves did not.
It's in sexual abuse. And I also feel that we shouldn't, there should be some kind of all right, that was 20 years ago, that was 10 years ago. But it's never going to be cool for a man to publicly talk about his daughter's period. Let's get some class about us, okay? All right, put your questions in the chat. We're going to answer all your little questions at the very end of the show. We'll be right back with more after this. Welcome back to TGIF. I'm back with Al Reynolds and Funky Dineva. Hey, put your questions in the chat for any of us. We're going to use the last 7 minutes of the show and really give y'all time to dig in and get more into us, into what makes us tick. All right, speed of what makes us tick and little things we got about ourselves. In a recent interview with Magic FM 107.5/97.5, Kama Show revealed that she fired over 100 personal assistants. Okay. The host, Ryan Cameron, shout out to Ryan Cameron, asked her why the last assistant got the boot. And she said, couldn't hang up 2 TVs with 6 people, came to the house, didn't know how to get the cords in the walls. 6 different people in my house and didn't know how to hang a TV, wanted $2,000 a week. I said I'll do $1,600 a week. Okay, y'all, listen. 100 assistants. We covered this on the Breakfast Club. 100 assistants is wild to go through 100 people. When you get to 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Are you like, okay, is it me or is everybody out there incompetent? Because there are a lot of people that are, not that really not competent. What are your thoughts on this? And have you guys ever fired an assistant? Let's start with the bougie one. That would be Q. Have you ever fired an assistant? And what do you think about this story?
No, because I'm good at hiring. I have not fired an assistant. I have ushered an assistant out of the nest and on to better things. Shout out to Oliver Twist. For those of you guys who know Oliver started out as a Morehouse student and as my assistant. Now, I love me a good OK Michelle, and I love me a good OK Michelle story, but I'm here to tell you, sis, you full of shit, okay? Because there's not too many people walking around knowing how to hang damn TVs, okay? That is not a skill set that the average person is walking around doing, and yet alone a personal assistant knowing how to do. Most people don't know how to hang TVs. You got to go get somebody who took wood shop or some crap in high school. Another thing, I would have never gotten on an open forum and told somebody that I've fired over 100 assistants after having a career that spanned 13 to 15 years. The reality of the situation is it's not the assistants that are bad. It's the person or persons that are hiring the assistants that is bad, because hell, Aretha Franklin and Patti LaBelle have been in the business 80, 90, 120 years, and they haven't even had 100 assistants. So this reflects more poorly on K. Michelle than it does the assistants, quiet as it's kept.
Yeah, okay. Al, what do you think?
Listen, K. Michelle, I'm a fan. K. Michelle know what's going on. K. Michelle is planning to release her 6th R&B album, and you want to know what it's called? I Am the Problem. Oh. Okay? She know what it is. Unfortunately, I don't think maybe she's tone deaf in this space, because sharing this is nothing to be proud of. But to acknowledge that you are the problem or could be the problem is a good start, K. Michelle. I love you. I love your music. I just want to see your music and hear your music and see you back in the music space. So all this assistant stuff, please keep that to yourself, because it ain't cute.
And you've gone through 100, so I wonder how many more she'll go through. I mean, maybe she's really picky, or maybe there's not a lot of competent people, or maybe because people know it's K. Michelle, there is a possibility of people signing up for that job because they want to be close to her, but not really wanting to maybe be an assistant and do the work that assistant requires. I don't know. I'm just putting that out there.
I'm just saying, I'm not as famous as K. Michelle, but I wouldn't want that many people in my
house and with my stuff. And
right. And know my passcodes to stuff and know my routine. That's unsafe, K. Michelle. And not only is it unsafe, but shoot, the level of unproductivity is beyond anything financially that you could ever replace.
And you know what? I'm going to take it a step further. Not only is it unsafe, it's untrue.
Okay.
It's untrue. It ain't no way in hell somebody ran through 100 damn assistants. At that rate, it's only 52 weeks or 54 weeks in a year. That means she's running through, an assistant every 3 weeks. That's 4 weeks. Get off my line with this foolishness.
Speaking of foolishness, in church news, a 72-year-old woman in Indiana has been sentenced to 2 years in federal prison for wire fraud after embezzling nearly $600,000 from her church. According to Fox News, Marie Carson illegally transferred close to $600,000 over the course of 13 years. While secretly scamming, Carson served as the business manager for St. Matthew Catholic Church and schools in Indianapolis, and she was the only one responsible for handling monetary donations. What are your thoughts on this Catholic scammer? I used to go to Catholic church. It's the most depressing church I've ever been to in my life. They make you feel guilty. I wasn't shit out the womb. I was guilty before I was born. And I see why someone would steal from them. Q, what you think?
She got dementia. That lady was too old. Listen, people don't commit crimes at their age. At their age, that lady got dementia. She put her routing and account number in by mistake and hit enter because she was setting up online bill pay for her own stuff. No, in all honesty, you know what? I'm less concerned about the fact that she stole the money from the church, because stealing money is a crime of opportunity, right? I just don't understand how she got 2 years. And the sissy at the top of the show got 12 for doing the same crime. He fought at the banks and got 12, and the wife got 9. How she only got 2 years from stealing from the Lord?
Yes.
The court say in God we trust. Okay, so because she violated the law and God, she should have got more than 2 years.
Guess what race? Al, what you think?
First of all, Q, Todd frauded multiple lending organizations,
She
multiple
frauded the only
banks.
lending organization, the Lord.
She stole from
The
one
Lord.
church, one entity, and they have to press charges. The thing about this that I thought when I read this story, I thought about a Q immediately. Remember Q said, don't let nobody take your job. Don't let nobody sit in on your job because they might take it. You remember he said that? Well, that's what happened here. She went away on one of her vacations and they had a temporary worker come in, and the temporary worker is the one that uncovered her smuggling and embezzling and stealing from the church. And of course, the church gave the temporary worker the job.
Okay, you know what? We're going to get off this church story and we're going to get into some proud moments in Black history. Before we take a break, take a look at this Black history moment sponsored by Nissan.
FOXSOUL celebrates Black history makers who have broken barriers and created change. Megan Pifus is Sesame Street's first Black female puppeteer, giving a fresh voice to a new generation of children. In 2020, Megan became the voice of Gabrielle, a 6-year-old Black girl Muppet on Sesame Street. Megan is a self-taught musician and singing ventriloquist. The 2-time Emmy Award winner gained national recognition when she appeared on the hit television shows America's Got Talent and Showtime at the Apollo.
With ventriloquism, it adds in the interaction between a human and a puppet.
But long before Megan took center stage in the spotlight, John W. Cooper paved the way for Black ventriloquists, thrilling audiences with his puppets and his famous show, Fun in a Barbershop. Megan Pifus' amazing voice and her magical gift to bring puppets to life will inspire generations of children to dream big and to explore their imagination and creativity.
Honoring Black History Month on TGIF, presented by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop NissanUSA.com.
All right. We want to thank Vanderbilt and Nissan for that footage. Hey, at this point, put your questions in the chat. We're going to go take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, it's all your questions and all our answers when we return. Welcome back to the show. I know I said 7 minutes, but we had so much to cover. We didn't get to do that. So we're going to do our best. All right, y'all. Before we go, we want to show some love to our fans in the chat. Open up the floor for them to ask us anything. Okay, fellas, we just got to keep our questions, our responses short. Josh Green, Claudia, does Funky get on your nerves? Not anymore. Sam Cook, question, what kind of toys do y'all own?
What kind of toys do I own?
What kind of toys?
Toys?
Toys, like sex toys.
Oh, I got a pocket.
Handcuffs.
I got a pocket pussy.
A paddle.
I got a big black
a leather
dildo that I use on my gentleman callers.
You what? What? Oh, one time we was on a FaceTime with Q, and he didn't realize he left a big black dildo right on his dining room table. So I know he nasty. Claudia, pretty boy, what do you want to achieve by your 50th birthday? I want to get married, but I don't think that's going to happen. But it's JP Mills, what you drinking? Vodka. Okay, let's go on. Stevie Ray, what age were y'all when you lost your virginity?
14.
16.
17.5. Okay, what's the best Valentine's gift you ever received, Claudia? A Tiffany bracelet that I had a palm when I went broke.
Me a new car.
Never got one.
Oh. What's the most expensive date or what's the most thing a friend or date or friend? Wait, what's the most expensive thing a date or friend has stolen from you after a good night? Jamal asked that. Q, I know you probably got something. Someone stole something from your house.
So it wasn't a friend and it wasn't a date. I did have a gentleman caller one time that stole a laptop, 2 iPads, an Apple Watch, my wallet, and my car keys.
What the hell? That's not a damn gentleman caller. That's called a thief. Let's call it an intruder.
Oh my God. Bear Mary question, Claudia, did you really open an OnlyFans? On the Breakfast Club, I said I'm going to do an OnlyFans for my feet now for all you weird feet fetish people. So yes, at Claudia Jordan, I'm going to upload footage all weekend of my surgery and the procedure. Question for Q. You mentioned that you had sex with women, even though you wouldn't date them. Would that mean you're bi and not gay?
I don't know. I know that we no longer live in the binary and that, there's a huge spectrum of sexuality. I like having sex with women, but when I'm done, they got to go. So I don't know what category you put that in, but.
I know what category. That's the hoe category.
Hey.
Okay. This is for both of y'all. How loose are your bowels?
The fuck?
Why? You gonna
Next
wipe my
question,
ass?
please. That don't even make any sense to me.
We have 30 seconds. Do y'all have any questions?
No.
Damn. Would I do the Breakfast Club again? Would I do it? If I got that, if they offered me that, I would take it and I would not interfere with TGIF. I'm never leaving the show. Okay, that was fun, y'all. I mean, there's some weird questions in there, right?
Yeah, right. But Soulmates. I'm covering the Director Guild Award red carpet tomorrow. Tune in.
All right,
See who I
y'all.
can catch.
Thanks to Alan Q. Thanks for watching us on YouTube. Stay tuned for Tracks and Tales and make sure you check out Al this weekend. We'll see y'all next time, Soulmates. Bye.